Yes, please. First, you can ask your doubt. If you are feeling any doubt in the adjustments which we have done yesterday, we have done three adjustments. Prepaid expenses we have also done. All the adjustments we have discussed till now is clear. All the three adjustments. Why we will add and why we will subtract, which account is of which type, why it will go to balance sheet and why it will go to trading account, why did we add outstanding salary. One doubt is there in salary account. See, first you have to watch this journal entry which I have done for outstanding salary. This is the journal entry which we will be recording in our accounts for the purpose of recording outstanding salary. Now, due to this outstanding salary, I am treating in this entry salary as my expense, but that salary is unpaid. Even then, I am treating salary as my expense. So, my salary expense is increasing. My salary expense is increasing. So that's why I am adding it in salary. See, salary account is being debited, it is your expense. Expenses have debit balance, and I am also debiting the expense. That's why my salary will increase, my expense will increase. And by which amount it will increase? Why it will increase? Because of this outstanding salary which I have not paid. So that's why here I have added in salary the salary which I have not paid here. Outstanding salary. Okay. Okay. Now coming to the next adjustment, depreciation. Now, first thing is, what is the meaning of depreciation? What is the meaning of depreciation? Yes, very good. Very good. Very good. Mm, okay, very good. Very good. It is fall in the value of an asset. It is fall in the value of an asset. Now, if my value of asset is falling, it means reducing. My value of asset is reducing. Obviously, it is charged on fixed assets, not on current asset, like my building, my plant and machinery, my furniture. Over these assets, my vehicles, their value gradually reduce over the time. So that gradual reduction in the value of a fixed asset is known as depreciation. So if my value of asset is reducing, that is a loss to me or not. So now what will be the journal entry for recording depreciation? Because it is my loss, depreciation is my loss. What type of account it is? Depreciation is what type of account? depreciation is a loss to me. That's why it will be a nominal account. So because it is a loss according to the rules, it should be debited. Depreciation account debit. Depreciation account debit. Now my value of asset is reducing. What type of balance asset account has? Assets are real account. So what type of balance asset account has? Yes, very good. If you know the answer, give the answer. If you don't know the answer, then at least inform me that, sir, I'm not able to answer it. But your participation should be there in any manner. I'm asking about the asset account. Asset account balance is of what type? Asset account balance is of what type? Debit balance or credit balance? Yes, obviously asset account is a real account. Yes, that's why its balance is always debit balance. Its balance is always a debit balance. But here in this entry, I want to reduce the asset account balance. Now, what should I do then? If I want to reduce the asset account, then for reducing that, I should debit it or credit it. For reducing the asset account balance, I should debit it or credit it. Yes, very good, very good, very good. Yes. So that's why I will credit it to asset account. So the journal entry for depreciation will be depreciation account debit to asset account. Yes, now first you tell me whether this journal entry is clear to you or not. This journal entry is clear to you or not? Okay. Now coming to the next part. Effect of this journal entry. Now, first effect we will decide about depreciation account. Depreciation is a nominal account. We all know depreciation is a nominal account. It is a loss to me. It is a loss for me. So, in which financial statement I should write this depreciation? The first part of the entry is depreciation account. In which financial statement I should write depreciation? One query is there, sir, instead of assets, can we write some asset name? Obviously, question will give you some name. If it is furniture, you will write furniture. If it is building, you will write building. Okay. So, because it is a nominal account, so yes, your answers are correct that all nominal accounts are transferred to trading and profit and loss account. Now, again, I have to make a choice between trading account and profit and loss account, whether it should go to trading account or profit and loss account. So obviously depreciation will always go to profit and loss account. Profit and loss account. But now again, one more decision I have to finalize. whether it should go to the debit side or credit side, because profit and loss account has two sides. One is debit side and one is credit side. Yes, very good, very good. Now your answers are showing that you are learning something, you are practicing these things seriously. But many students are not participating. That is quite disappointing. Despite asking, they are not responding in any manner. Okay. Now coming to the, obviously because it is an expense, all the expenses or losses are transferred to the debit side of profit and loss account. Now it's clear. The rule is all the expenses and losses are transferred to the debit side of profit and loss account. This is the rule. So make a summary of all the rules which we have learned since last 15 days. You have to use each and every rule in this chapter. Now the second part of the entry is asset account. And again I will revise the rules. What type of asset account is? First thing, it is real account. And if it is a real account, then in which financial statement it should go? In which financial statement asset account should go? Yes, very good, very good. Yes. Real accounts always are written in the balance sheet. Real accounts always are written in the balance sheet. Now, again, on which side asset account will be shown? Obviously, balance sheet is having two sides, asset side and liability side. So if it is an asset, that's why it will be on the asset side. Crediting asset account. Am I increasing asset account or decreasing asset account? Yes, very good, very good. Decreasing. Because assets have debit balance. Asset account has debit balance. But here in this entry, we have credited asset account. That's why assets will be decreasing. And in the starting, we have discussed that what is depreciation? Depreciation is reducing the value of your asset. Depreciation is reducing the value of your asset. So now I hope all the two parts are clear to you now. Both the parts are clear to you now. Now see in financial statements how I will be presenting it. So this is my profit and loss account. Here I will be writing to depreciation as we have decided. And the value of my asset, suppose it is furniture, I will reduce it in this manner, minus depreciation, because the value of furniture will get reduced by the value of depreciation, by the amount of depreciation. So this is the way of presenting this adjustment in your financial statement. See, I am showing you complete procedure. First, you have to decide logically what should I do, where I should add it, where I should reduce it, or in which side I should write it. And then afterwards, I am showing you how to present it in the financial statement. So this part is obviously important, but you will be able to do this part only when you are clear about the logics. Why I am doing this? Why I am writing depreciation in profit and loss account debit side? Why I am reducing this depreciation from the furniture? So now I hope the adjustment for depreciation is also clear to you. Now see the next adjustment, accrued income. First thing, meaning of accrued income. What is the meaning of accrued income? Income earned but not received. Income earned but not received. Yes. So that is known as accrued income. Then second thing is what will be the journal entry? For recording accrued income. Now the income which I have earned but I have not received. That means I will be receiving that income in future. I will be receiving that income in future. So if I'm receiving that income in future, that means it is an asset for me. It will be an asset for me, and because I will be receiving this benefit in future, and we generally debit the asset. Assets are always debited. It is a personal account. If you try to understand it from type of accounting point of view, type of account point of view, accrued income is a personal account. And if accrued income is a personal account, the rules applied to will be debit the debtor and credit the creditor. So the person who is supposed to pay you that income has hold that money on behalf of you. Like suppose bank will be paying you interest in future. So that interest is lying with bank. And that interest is your income. That interest is your money, which is lying with bank now. So bank becomes your debtor for that money. So the rule is debit the debtor. Accrued income will be applied, debit the debtor. Accrued income account, debit. Clear? This part is clear? But I am doing accounting of this adjustment because this is the income which I have not received. So that's why I am treating that income as my income. Suppose it is interest. So I will write here to interest account. So that way the entry will be accrued interest account debit to interest account. The entry will be accrued interest account debit to interest account. Yes, please. So what I have done through this journal entry, I have debited the person through a representative personal account, that this person is having some part of my income which he is supposed to pay me in future as per the agreement. At the same time, simultaneously, I am booking my income, I am recording my income in my books of accounts by crediting. See, expenses and losses are always debited, and all the incomes and revenues are always credited. These are the rules for nominal account. So income, whatever income you are earning, whether it is interest or rent, whatever it is a nominal account, and the rule applied will be credited. All incomes and revenues are credited. Now, what will be the effect of this? First part is accrued income. First part of the entry is accrued income. Now, it is what type of account? Accrued income is what type of account? Yes, it is a personal account. And in which financial statement I write the personal accounts? In which financial statement I write the personal account? Yes, very good. It will be written in balance sheet. But now again I have to decide in which side of balance sheet I should write it, on asset side or on liability side. Yes, very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. Asset side. Why I will be writing it on the asset side? Because accrued income has been debited in the entry. Accrued income has been debited in the entry. Then second part of the entry is income. Income is which type of account? Income is which type of account? It is a nominal account, and that's why it will go to which financial statement? It will go to profit and loss account. It will go to profit and loss account. But on which side of the profit and loss account? Debit side or credit side? On which side? Debit side or credit side? Incomes are always shown on the credit side of profit and loss account. So that's why it will go to credit side of profit and loss account. So I hope the effect is also clear now. Now, how you will be presenting it in the financial statement? It will be written here by income, whatever income you have recorded, and it will go to asset side also. Here I should write it. Just a minute. So here it will come accrued income on the balance sheet asset side. If somehow, suppose I am saying accrued commission, and commission is received from this, commission is earlier written in this statement from the trial balance also. So that's why this income can also be increased by adding it up. My income will increase then. Accrued income. So if it is not there from the trial balance, then I will write it fresh. And if it is existing in the trial balance also, then I will add that income in the pre-existing income one. Like it is accrued commission, then it will be added to the commission. If it is accrued interest, that will be added to the interest. By interest, if it is written prior to this adjustment, then I will be adding the accrued interest in the interest. So this way we have completed these adjustments. If any doubt is there, you can share it.